up to June 30th, 2004, just before the new Reform Act came into force, the PHCN had what they call an in-house defined scheme. They were supposed to be contributing 25% of their salary. We have gone through the records. Not a kobo was contributed by them. Going by their claim, as of June 30, 2004, there should be 88 billion in the account. What we saw was 3 billion. What happened to 85 billion? Who are the people managing this scheme? The trade unions in the power sector, together with the PSM management. The government has never been part of it. The government is not a signatory to the accounts. So if there is any money missing, it is there, not us. On July 1st, 2004, a new law came into effect. We've told them, okay, the government must comply with the law. They said they're not going to comply with the law. Tell me, what should PSN people be above the law?
Now,
excuse me, the law says, excuse me, what does the new law say? That each worker should contribute 7.5% of your basic salary every month, and the employer, in this case PHCN, 7.5%. In other words, 15%. That's what the law says. Now, they have not contributed 7.5%. PHCN has not contributed. The government, out of magnanimity, said, even though you have not contributed a kobo, we are going to pay you 15% from July 1st, 2004 to the present day. In other words, they are getting benefits from a contribution they did not make even a kobo.
Okay, let me take you back a few steps. Let's unbundle this in a manner of speaking. Just 1 second.
Correction, so that we can be in line.
We will. Yes, we will make the correction. We'll make the correction.
Yes.
Now, did the government explain to the union this true situation that you have described as Manitoba is coming to manage, they're not taking over, and all the other issues that the union, has the government made any effort whatsoever to explain the truth to them?
I repeat, absolutely yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Excuse me.
Now, that's fine. Once you say, no, don't worry about it, Mr. Adinuba. Don't worry about it. We'll get a response. Let's get a response from... Let's get a response from
Mr. Let me make some point clear. Sidon is my friend. Is my in-law. I gave her a beautiful sister. So
that's very good wife.
Number two. The topic here is not Professor Nnaji. The topic here is that what we are talking about are issues. We are not interested in personality, because the issue of privatization of PHCN had been on even before Professor Nnaji, even before this administration. The issue of power sector being in a bad shape had been there before Professor Nnaji came in, before this administration. And as such, we do not prefer to discuss personalities. We prefer to discuss issues.
Okay, so very quickly in response to what the points he has raised.
Yeah, the issue of 50%. Thank God, this government came on board. We presented it, we discussed. But this is a concession we have made. We had an agreement with government, a balance of 137% salary increase as of 2009. And then, now that we are talking about privatization, we said, okay, government, let us talk. Out of our patriotic moves, we said, okay, we settled for 50% instead of 137%. We made concession to government. And actually, government have paid. Yes. But the point is that I want government to realize that we made concession. Coming from 137 to 50%. I mean, it's some, I don't know, the kind of businessman that would 137% salary increase. We agreed with government as of 2009.
We're asking for.
No, not asking for. Agreed.
That was what was agreed.
2009.
Okay.
By 2009, we had this agreement. The agreement was even 150%. Government have gone ahead to pay 13%. Remaining 137% because there was not enough fund in PHCN to pay. Okay. And now we presented that as a problem. And government said, okay, so let's talk. Mr. And in the process of talking, we agreed to accept 50%.
Mr. Para,
okay. Yes,
I'm a Nigerian, and I'm sure what's going on in the minds of those watching now.
Yeah.
You don't give us power. You want 136%. How will you make enough money to pay 136%?
We give power,
You do?
but not enough.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
that is why we give power, but not enough. That's why we said that we should have a voice in saying how this power sector will go, because we Benini, we know what the problems are.
We stand corrected. You give
Thank
us
you.
power.
Yes, but not
half
enough.
of Nigeria can't watch us now because they have no power.
No, more than half, because at least the generation has improved. We are making up to 4,000 megawatts.
Please. They asked for 137%.
Yes.
We gave them 50%.
Yes.
And they could not pay. We had to intervene, give them a grant of 9 billion. As we are talking, many of them still cannot pay.
Why
So
can't we pay? Can somebody
me,
ask why we cannot pay? That PHCN cannot pay.
Excuse me.
Because
Yes,
you don't
ma'am.
give enough power to generate enough money.
No, that's not the reason.
Excuse me, please. Either 50%.
We've increased the price of gas.
50% increase.
We've increased prices of
Of
some
gas.
Okay,
but
so
the
we've
power
got
will not increase the
to
tariff.
wrap this up.
Excuse me,
We've got to wrap
please,
this up.
No, we are not. Please,
we
I
don't
get this point.
have
Okay.
time is not our friend. At
Yes,
12 o'clock
yes.
we'll have to
The
wrap up
question
the
is,
show.
please-
We have another segment. Mr. Adinuba,
Mr.
I'm sorry I'm
Parody,
going to
yeah.
have to break in.
Go on,
Yes,
yeah.
very quickly. What is the way forward from government perspective?
The government must abide by the law.
Sure.
The law says 15%. They have not even paid
15% of what?
of their basic salary. That's what they should be contributed every month. They have not contributed even
That is to
1%,
pension fund
even
or
one
to
kobo.
what?
No, to their own, to the pension fund.
Okay.
Because you have the new 2004 Reform Act that requires public service employees to open accounts with the new pension administrations of their own choice.
Okay, so
Excuse
if they
me,
pay,
no,
we
they
don't
did
have
not
enough
do it.
time. I've
Yeah,
got to
they
cut
did
you
not do
short.
it.
I'm really sorry.
They now asked for a
Yes.
separate one. Then pension commission gave them the option. We have your own company, register. They didn't have the money.
So if they agree to pay
They did not-
15%,
excuse me.
sorry, I'm really sorry, we
Yeah.
cannot go on forever.
Okay.
15% contribution from the workers. If that is done, the government will be happy.
sorry.
No?
They have not even paid a kobo. The
Don't
government
worry
gave them
about what they've not
15%.
done. Let's
They
look
did not
at what-
contribute. They
Yes.
said, no, you must give up 25%. On what basis? Money contributed by other taxpayers.
Well,
So
at that
tell
point,
me-
we're going to have to
Well,
end
sorry,
this.
we
We're
gotta
going to go. We've got to go
The
now.
superannuation fund is supposed to be funded with 25% of our salary into that fund. And the government, as it is, sorry, sir, I have the floor.
Okay.
The situation is this. If the fund is not put in superannuation fund, whose fault? Government appoints the management. The management have somehow may not have done what they are supposed to do. Government is supervising management, and management is an extension of government.
We have to
Therefore,
wrap up.
whatsoever that
I'm
was
really
going on with
sorry.
that fund
I'm really
is
sorry.
the business
A signatory
of
to the account.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Gentlemen.
Excuse me.
We've got
This
to
fund
wrap
is managed
this
by
up.
the trade unions.
No, that's not the situation. Sorry.
will have
Get the
to-
fact right. Now the minister
managed
has
by the
put up
trade
a
unions.
committee to look into that fund issue,
Let's
and
not
we are happy
deceive-
about it.
Yeah.
We will
Let
have
the
to
committee
continue this
say this.
discussion at some other
Let's not
time.
deceive the Nigerian
We've
people,
got to
please.
go now. Thank you very much for coming, gentlemen. Sidan Adenoba, essay to the Minister of Power, and Mr. Bid Opara, President, Senior Staff Association of Electricity Workers. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank
We shall be back with the home stretch in just a moment. Please stay with us.